What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversations? Sit down, calm your mind, just have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content, and together we can warp realities. So without further ado, let's get to the show. What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. I appreciate you for joining me here again on another awesome episode. And tonight we're going to continue our series speaking on the masculine and the feminine energy. Okay, so I just made a whole series speaking about the masculine energies, the dualities in between the energies, so the divine traits and the lower vibrational traits. Okay, so if you haven't checked that out yet, go check that out because it's very, very important. It's very, very important. It doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman or whatever. It's very, very important to understand both sides of the traits. Okay. Because I'm going to wrap this all up at the end of this series and help you understand the connection between both of them. Okay. So if you haven't seen the first series yet, the first part of this series speaking on the masculine energy, that's the divine masculine traits, and the lower vibrational masculine traits, go and check that out before you start this video. All right. So, but for the ones that have caught up with me already, we're going to speak about the divine feminine traits now. All right. Well, all of the feminine traits, but we're going to start off with the divine feminine traits. Okay. So, for the first divine feminine trait, we're going to speak on being a helpmate. Okay. So, why is being a helpmate so important, or why is it considered a divine feminine trait? Again, like I said in the masculine video, in the divine masculine video, all of the divine parts of each trait is traits that help assist in the purpose. Okay? So whatever the purpose is, the divine parts of the feminine and the masculine traits is whatever traits that help the purpose. Okay? The lower vibrational traits are the ones that hurt the purpose. Okay? So just look at it that way. So what is important about being a helpmate? On the last series, I said that being a provider is basically being a helpmate towards the woman. It's a masculine trait that is a helpmate or an assist type skill. Like I said, for those that have played video games, I know not all, a lot of women, really dig deep into video games and stuff like that. Y'all probably played a few, but there's certain characters in games when you're playing video games and they have certain attributes, and each character have is good at certain attributes. So one character might be good with using a sword, one person might be good with using a bow and arrow, one character might be good with using an axe, and so on and so on. There are certain characters that's strictly for healing other characters. Okay. So this is one of the traits that help assist the man in being in his divine masculine traits. Okay. So for anybody that have ever worked like an office job or something like that, you know the importance of the secretary. Now, I'm not saying that you're meant to be his secretary or anything like that, but just putting yourself in this position, looking at it as if it was like being in connection with this person or with this man or whatever, is like being it's like running a business, running a company. Okay, so like just giving you a visual of what I'm talking about to help you kind of grasp what I'm explaining. Okay, so you know the importance of the secretary or the assistant of the man of the CEO or whatever. This person hold all of the schedules, keep that person on schedule and things of that nature. Tell them what meeting they have coming up next, who's trying to get in contact with that person, what planning certain dates and things of that nature, like business dates or whatever for that person and all of that type thing. The reason why that's so important to do, like to help with the organization of his purpose, is because, again, like I said on the last series, too much stress on one person causes a mental breakdown, basically. Okay, like it's like an overload of the brain. So it's like what you're trying to do is take away the little small things that would help assist in his purpose. Okay, so the person or whoever is having the main purpose in life, whoever have the main um purpose to do something in life, that person have a lot of things going on in their head at one time. Okay, they're trying to balance a lot of different things. They're trying to learn new information if they're doing this the proper way. They're trying to learn new information. They're trying to erase old information. They're trying to add routines into their life. They're basically going through a certain change. Okay. They're going through a certain change. Okay. So, and even if that person have already gone through that change, when you meet that person and they've become what they've like fully invested themselves into their purpose and they're already flowing into their purpose when you meet them, again, like I said in the last part of the other part of my series, you can come in and make or break the purpose of what's going on. Role players on teams help or hurt that team. So you ever heard the saying you're only strong as your weakest link, that type thing. So it's like by you going in and accepting your role, is like you're able to be the best help you can be versus, okay, I'm trying to balance myself on, you know, being a leader and being an assistant, being a CEO or being a boss babe or whatever, and being an assistant. It's like you have to fully commit to one in order to be fully successful, like to be as successful as you can be. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with, you going out and doing whatever you would like to do as far as, job and career fields and things of that nature. But the thing about uh those type things, especially depending on what field you're going into, it starts to make the woman start to use the left side of her brain too much. Okay, too much of anything is bad. Left brain is masculine thinking. Okay. So it's like society is in a way turning the the sexes to the opposite. Okay. So the masculine is being emasculated and the feminine is turned towards the masculine energy. Okay. So it's like because of our chemical makeup, what we are born with, what nature have made us with, what God I am have created with, the most intelligent, creator have made our bodies with, because of the chemical makeup that we have in our body. It's like we're not supposed to dwell too much on the opposite side, because the chemical imbalance would cause certain reactions that's not supposed to happen. Okay, so it's like, for anybody that deals in science or anything like that, or have been in a science class and mixed chemicals and things of that nature, that a when you are mixing certain chemicals, depending on how much of each chemical you put in the mix up, it causes a different reaction. Okay, or a more powerful reaction. Okay, so like if it was going to explode, it explode a little bit if you put whatever chemical in it, and it'll make a much bigger explosion if you put more in it, that type of thing. Okay, so it's like that in our body. Too much of anything causes a chemical imbalance, therefore causing a outward reaction in the physical. Okay, so I'm going to go deeper into that later on in the series when I'm wrapping everything up. So y'all stick with me through the end, okay? So that's on the helpmate. The next thing that I want to speak about is being a nurturer, okay? So being a nurturer is the nurturer is what helps, grows, and teaches the family. Okay. So it is extremely important, just like the provider is looked at as like a job. Like I said in my last series, don't look at being a provider as a divine, for a divine masculine trait, as being a job. Is deeper than that. It's the same with being a nurturer. Don't look at being a nurturer as a job type thing, because it is deeper than that. It is much, much deeper than that. You are basically the backbone of the entire family. Okay. How many of us, and don't look at that as, oh man, that's too much responsibility and all that. Listen, this is what we are born with. And there are a lot of heavy responsibilities on both sides. Okay. But by you accepting what your responsibilities is, accepting what your purpose is, and going into your purpose, that's when you start getting the spiritual help that you need by falling into what your actual purpose is. What No matter what you're doing in life, you are fulfilling one purpose. Okay, so either you fulfilling the purpose of the dark side, or you're fulfilling the purpose of the light side. You're fulfilling the purpose of yin or yang, that type of thing. Okay, so if you are not into your spiritual purpose, your light purpose, then you are assisting the dark side, because their job is to prevent you from doing what your purpose is. So you are basically assisting the negative side, or the negative energy, or negative entities that do not want you to achieve your purpose. You are basically assisting them by not falling into what your real purpose is. So understanding what your real purpose is, and not everybody' purpose is the same. So again, that's digging within yourself, finding out who you are, what you are here for, and all of that nature. Okay, I've spoke about that a few times in other videos. So go and check out, my other videos and things of that nature. And, just kind of figure out and do your own research on the outside. There's plenty mentors that teach you about understanding who you are, and going on the inside to find out who you are. And matter of fact, I'm actually going to speak about that in some of the divine traits, because the woman also connects with God as well on the inside in her mind. Okay. So by you being a nurturer, let me explain how important being a nurturer is. Okay. Being a nurturer is you teaching from birth what the goal of that person is, what the foundation of that person is, or that entity. You have to understand, when you make a child, you make a entire universe. You have made a whole new entity. You have made a vessel that a spirit is now dwelling in. So now you have to kind of like help put that spirit on whatever path. So whatever you teach that spirit, whatever energy you give into that universe, that now sets a motion for the future on what he or she is going to experience in life. Okay. So by you teaching that person, teaching that spirit, that child, certain traits, teaching it certain responsibilities, certain things about himself or about herself, how to be self-aware, how to be in control of themselves, being intelligent with themselves. Like, even by you being too motherly, that could handicap a child. Now, and this is what I mean by, like I said, too much of anything is bad. Like, you have to know how to kind of pull back and let that child grow or experience certain things on its own. And then when you see, okay, it's too much for that child, then you step in, kind of like what God does for us. We are his children. And he literally does the same thing for us. He let us go through certain life experiences. He let us experience certain things. And when he sees, because he's seeing, he's basically standing over us and watching everything unfold itself. But he knows already what's going to happen. When you get to a point where, okay, this might be too much for him or her, now God steps in and assists. That's what you need to do with your child. That's what you need to do with the child that you're raising, because too much of anything is bad. By you helping and assisting that child too much, that does not give the child the chance now to grow their character into something like what help work on whatever skill. So imagine, like, if you did all your child homework all throughout school, or whatever, and then they go to college off of what you done did, you know, throughout school. When they get to college, when they leave from you or something like that, or something ever happen to you where you can't assist that child ain't gonna know nothing about whatever subjects, because you have done that child homework, you have done that child schoolwork for them their whole life, so they don't know what to do on their own now. Now I want to give this little story real quick on um helping too much. And I gave this story a few years ago when I first started this YouTube channel. I was working at a retail store, and I had a customer that was a older lady. She was grocery shopping, and she just looked like she didn't know what she was looking for. So I, me being a manager, I went over and asked. I was like, "How you doing, man? You need any help with anything?" And the lady was like, "I don't know what to get. My husband usually grocery shop. I don't know what to get." So I was kind of like, stuck for a second, because I was just thinking to myself, like, this lady is like 80, 90 years old, or something like that, and she don't know how to grocery shop for herself. Like, someone have really been taking care of her whole life like that, to the point where She didn't even know how to do the basic needs of survival in life. She didn't know how to grocery shop for herself. So, get into how important the nurturer is. Okay, the nurturer is the one that teaches the child, the spirit, the entity that you created. Okay,